to begin. So in order to make these classes as freely accessible as possible to our participants, we will be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of the class. Participation in the online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury, and by participating, you assume the risk of injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure that you have moved any nearby furniture or potential hazards. If you are participating in a yoga class or a class that involves laying on the ground, we recommend using a mat. Or if you don't have one, be on a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to stop if they experience pain or injury and should seek medical advice or care as needed. William & Mary Health and Wellness strongly recommends that each participant have an annual physical exam and follow the advice of your healthcare provider before participating. So welcome everyone. My name is Patti and I'm going to guide you through this practice of sun salutations this morning. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position. We're going to take a moment to just settle into the space. You know, first thing in the morning for most of us, so allow yourself just a moment to just check in. Taking time to notice. Taking time to just find that breath. See where you're at this morning. Just notice the natural rhythm. If you're comfortable with closing the eyes, allow yourself to start turning your awareness inwards. And then taking the time to just clear the mind space this morning. Allow yourself to just come into this present moment. Maybe noticing the thoughts that are occurring, but just not dwelling on them. Just be the observer of them. Allow them to come in and just pass by, knowing you're dedicating the next 45 minutes to yourself, knowing that anything that comes up, it'll be there again in 45 minutes. And then from here, start to draw awareness to the physical body. Allow yourself a moment to just do a quick check-in. Notice the spaces that are immediately speaking to you, whether it be a sensation or a vibration or something a little more than that. See if there's anything that you can do to adjust and find comfort in those spaces first. Maybe it's as simple as just checking out your alignment. Checking in to make sure that the shoulders are over the hips. Crown of the head is reaching up towards the ceiling so that chin is nice and neutral. Start to find that mild and core engagement. That feeling of the navel lifting up towards the rib cage. And then once you've moved through the body, come on back to the breath. And then drawing a deeper awareness to the breath, start deepening your inhales and lengthening your exhales. Allow yourself some time to just explore this. Maybe each round of breath, you just sip in a little bit more air. Each exhale, just let it lengthen just slightly more. Start to notice the natural pause at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. Those moments in breathless. If you're comfortable with expanding those moments, also allow yourself to do that. Few more rounds of breath here, expanding the breath. Starting to notice the breath's connection to the body here. As you expand the breath, maybe a little more core engagement, a little more lengthening of the spine. And then after your next full round of breath, that nice deep inhale, maybe that expansion in breathless. That long, your longest exhale, that second moment in breathless. Settle into just a rhythm of breath that feels right for you. Right here in this moment, there's no right or wrong to this. Take a moment and find that breath. That inhale that seems to bring you everything that you need this morning. That exhale that brings that sense of peace and calm, that harmony with them. Once you found that breath, taking your time to find it, you're going to draw your hands to heart center, and we're going to set an intention for practice today. And whatever that might be, whatever jumps into your mind first. And then we'll seal that intention in with a nice deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale, letting it go. Allowing the hands to come down along the side of the body, maybe resting hands on quads. Drawing a deeper awareness to the breath. Let's build a little heat this morning, adding in a little Kapalabhati breathing. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale. Long exhale to start. For those that might not be as familiar with Kapalabhati breathing, it's going to be a nice inhale, and we're going to do these short little snapping exhales, getting that fire started down here in the core. So we're going to do 3 rounds. If you're not familiar with the breath, you can watch the first round and then join us as you are ready. So a nice deep inhale. Begin your exhales. When you finish that exhale, nice big inhale. And begin again. Third round at your pace. Big inhale. When you finish, just allowing yourself to settle back into that rhythm of breath. You need a tissue, taking care of your hose. Start to maybe notice the heat you started to build within the body. Notice the vibrations. And then starting to connect breath with movement. On an inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Maybe take the gaze up. Exhale, palms through heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Third round, inhaling, lift up, maybe gaze up. Hands through heart center and pause here. Just taking one more moment. And then from here, just removing anything that might be on the mat, anything that you're sitting on. We're going to make our way to standing from here. And we're going to settle in at the back of our mat this morning. And we're going to set up our mountain pose. So take time to ground into the mat. Notice the feet, lift up all 10 toes, spread the toes wide, draw them down one at a time. And then notice the edges of the feet. Notice the heel. Notice all the spaces where the feet are touching the mat, and notice the spaces that are not. Settle back into that breath, and then just notice, see if you can find the breath coming up from the feet through the crown of the head. Start to find that core engagement again. Maybe rocking on the feet a little, just finding a little more grounding here. Inhaling and exhaling. Notice that inhale coming from the arch of the feet. Lengthening the spine, bringing the chin to neutral, crown of the head reaching. Let's get an external rotation of those shoulders, starting to broaden the chest. Let's get a nice micro bend in those knees, noticing the quads engage as you do that. Bring your awareness to the pelvis. Draw the pelvis to neutral. Draw the awareness one more time to the spine, lengthening the spine, reaching the tailbone for the floor, crown of the head to the ceiling. On an inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. If it feels right to take the gaze up, go ahead and do that. Draw the shoulder blades back and down, hands through heart center. 2 more times, let's lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Last time, hands up and overhead through heart center. Settling back in our mountain. 2 breath cycles here. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, Let the hands come through heart center, start bending at the knees, hinge at the hips, come forward into a forward fold. Take a moment here with the abs resting on the quads to just settle in. Maybe allowing yourself to hold on to opposite elbows, rocking side to side if that feels right. Maybe shaking the head, yes. And now, as you're ready to start drawing the crown of the head closer to the floor, maybe straightening the legs just a little bit. On an inhale, you're going to trace the hands up the shins, coming into a half lift here. Nice micro bend in the knees, abs engaged, lengthening the spine, chin is neutral, crown of the head is reaching towards the top of your mat. One more inhale here. Exhale, release. Inhale, draw the arms out in front, core is engaged. Exhale. Inhale, nice flat back, push into the feet, come on up. Gaze up if that feels right. Palms together. Maybe a little back bend here. Come back to neutral, hands through heart center, mountain. 2 breath cycles here. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan diving forward. Inhale, take that half lift. Exhale, release. Bringing the palms to the mat, start to walk the hands out and find your downward dog. Taking a moment here to just find this first downward dog. Let's take some time to set it up. Let's draw our awareness first to our hands. Let's spread the fingers nice and wide. Let's get the weight in the hands and not the wrists. And then draw awareness to the feet. Take that quick look behind. Make sure that your feet are that hip distance apart. And then maybe come up onto the toes. Start to draw the chest back. Maybe a little walking of the dog this morning. And then when and if you're ready, starting to settle the heels back onto the mat. 2 more breath cycles here. Then as you're ready, you're going to roll forward into a plank. Always available to lower the knees. Take some time to set your plank up. Get that external rotation in the shoulders. And then we're all going to lower our knees. Coming onto the tops of the feet here, we're going to draw chin, chest to the mat and draw ourselves through into a cobra. Then pressing ourselves back into a child's pose. Making this child's pose the one that serves you best today. If it feels right to keep the arms out and extended, you're welcome to stay there. But if it feels right to come into traditional Balasana, let yourself go there. Crown of the head. Reaching forward as you place your third eye on the mat, if that's available. As we settle in here, know throughout practice, this place is available to you. At any point you want to come here, let yourself come here. Then wherever you're at, we're all going to meet with the arms out in front. We're going to draw ourselves up to a tabletop here. Taking time to get our tabletop set up. The palms flat on the mat, fingers spread nice and wide. Weight in the hands and not the wrists. Crown of the head reaching towards the front. The weight in the legs is in the shins, not the knees. Tops of the feet are on the floor. Take that quick peek between your legs. Make sure that your feet are in line with your knees so you shouldn't see them. And settle in. Find that broadening across the chest. Tabletop is an active pose. Let's get that core engaged by pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Taking the gaze to the top of the mat, notice the navel starts to lower down towards the mat. Finding cow. Come back to that neutral spine, and then start to gently round the back, finding that cat back. See if you can articulate the spine, finding each one of the vertebrae. Come back to neutral. And then allowing yourselves to start to move through cow and cat at your pace. Finding that articulation of the spine on each round. After maybe 3 to 5 rounds, adding in any organic movement once you know where the spine is at this morning. Maybe that movement is some circles with the hips. Maybe it's some figure eights. Maybe some cat or cow bows, drawing a little bit more movement in. Listening to what you need. Then after your next round, you're going to find stillness back in your tabletop. Tucking the toes, lift the hips, find downward dog. Walking the hands back to the feet, find your forward fold. Taking the hands, we're going to place them underneath the feet. Maybe the toes get up into the ankles. Allow yourself just a moment here to massage the hands. Maybe start to lengthen the legs, drawing the head closer. And then releasing the hands from the feet, we're just going to take a moment to shake those hands out. We'll let them go. Find that half lift, drawing the hands up the shins. Release. And then nice flat back, push into the floor. Come on up, hands up and overhead. Draw back into a back bend if that feels right. Come back to neutral, hands through heart center. Find your mountain, 2 breath cycles here. Then knowing as we add on here in practice, you can do how much and however you want. So you always have that first option, and knowing you can always expand to wherever you want also. So adding on, we're going to lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, release. Walking out to down dog, settling in where you need to, taking your time to get there. Drawing forward to plank. Always the option to lower the knees if you like. We're gonna lower all the way down. Hug those elbows in. Third eye is on the mat, hands are underneath the shoulder heads. Inhale, find that cobra. Lengthening. Maybe you're ready to place a little more weight in the hands. Exhale, release. Pressing yourself up into either tabletop or plank, you're finding your downward dog. Two more breath cycles here. And then from this space, we're gonna make our way to the top of the mat. So you're gonna draw your awareness into your right foot, bending that right knee. You're gonna mindfully start walking to the top of the mat, finding that forward fold. This time, if you'd like, you can take the hands and wrap them behind the legs. Releasing the hands, draw the hands to the shins, find that half left. Exhale, release. Pressing into the feet, nice flat back, come on up. Maybe that baby back bend if you like. Back to neutral, exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhale, take that half left. Exhale, release. Placing both hands on the floor, you're gonna step back with the right foot, and then the left foot, find that plank. Inhale, we're gonna roll forward, find chaturanga, and come up into up dog. Exhale to down dog. 2 breath cycles here. And then mindfully making your way to the top of the mat, starting with the left foot, walking as mindfully as you can. Surrender into your forward fold. Inhale, half left. Exhale, release. Reaching the arms out to either the front or the side, come all the way up, baby back bend if you'd like. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhale, half left. Exhale, release. Placing both hands on the floor, step back with the left foot, then the right foot. Find that plank. Lowering down to chaturanga. Come on up into up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Two more breath cycles here. And then making your way to the top of the mat. If you're ready to hop to the top of the mat, go ahead and go there. Exhale, release. Reaching the arms out to the side and the front. Come on up, nice flat back. Reach up. Baby back bend if you'd like. Draw hands through heart center as you come back to neutral. Find your mountain. Two more breath cycles here. And then adding on. Drawing hands to heart center. Bringing awareness into the feet. Start to shift the weight into the heels and sit back into your chair. If you'd like, reaching the arms up and overhead. From here, we're going to fold forward. Inhale, find that half left. Exhale, release. Placing both hands on the floor, step back with the right foot and then the left foot. find your plank. From here, rolling forward, finding your chaturanga. Come on up into up dog. Meet in down dog. Then bringing awareness into the right leg. You're going to lift the right leg off the mat, find three-legged dog. Pointing the toes, opening the hip. Stacking the hip, maybe bending the knee. Straightening the leg back out. Returning the hip points facing to the mat. Bring the right foot to the floor. Then reaching the right foot back up into three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward, then the left foot forward. Find that forward fold. Inhale, half left. Exhale, release. Then drawing hands to heart center, you're going to shift the weight into those heels. You're going to sit up into your chair. From here, reaching the arms up and overhead, standing up, finding that baby back bend if you'd like. Come on back to neutral. Find your mountain. Hands to heart center. Sit back into your chair. Arms up and overhead if that feels right for you. And then fold forward. Inhale, half left. Exhale, release. Hands to the mat. Stepping back with the left foot, then the right foot. Find that plank. Roll forward, find your chaturanga, your up dog, down dog. Two breaths here. Then bring awareness into the left leg. Lift the left leg up, find that three-legged dog. Push the heel to the back wall, hip points pointing down to the mat. Then point the toes, stack the hip. Maybe bend the knee. Straightening the leg back out. Square the hips. Bring the foot to the floor, down dog. Then left leg back into the air. Looking to the top of the mat, step forward with the left foot and then the right foot. Find that forward fold. Inhale, half left. Exhale, release. Reaching the arms out to T. Press into the feet, come on up, lift up. Hands up and overhead. Sit back into your chair. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half left. Exhale, release. Placing both hands on the mat. This time you're stepping back into a tabletop. From here, you're going to take a round of cow and cat. And then bringing your big toes together, we're going to come into a wide leg child's pose. And make it the one that serves you best. Checking in with the rhythm of breath. Checking in with the sensations you feel in the body. And then from this space, we're gonna come on up and we're gonna sit in a hero's pose if that's comfortable for you. So resting heels on the glutes, trying to reach the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Settling into your breath. Engaging the core, reaching the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And then from here, we're going to move into some alternate nostril breathing. So your tissues you might want available for after this, so you can draw them close. And for those that might not be familiar with alternate nostril breathing, we're going to draw the breath in from the left side, releasing it on the right, and then right side, releasing it on the left. That's one round of breath. We're going to do 3 rounds of this. We're going to use our right hand and we're going to make it into this little L here. We're going to use the thumb to close the right side off and the index finger to close the left side off. So let's take a couple nice deep inhales, long exhales. And then preparing to begin, we'll close off the right side. Inhale through the left. Close off the left side, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close off the right side, exhale through the left. 2 more rounds at this pace. I'll let everyone do it at their own pace. After you've completed your 3 rounds, just releasing the hand, coming back to your breath, using your tissue if you need to. Alternate nostril breathing has amazing benefits for balancing, and particularly amazing during the springtime for allergies. A few more rounds of breath here. And then swinging the legs around to either the right or the left, you're going to make your way on to your sits bones. And having your feet at the top of your mat, you're just going to recline down onto the mat. Making it as much or as little work as you would like. Taking some time to just settle on the mat. This is the first time we've been supine, so just taking a moment here. Get the pelvis nice and neutral on the mat. Let the shoulder blades relax onto the mat. Chin nice and neutral, let the spine get long. If it feels right to just extend the legs for a moment, go ahead and go there. And then drawing the feet back to the floor if they're not already there. You're going to bring the soles of the feet together and come into Supta Baddha Konasana, or butterfly. Checking in with the breath. And then taking the hands and drawing them underneath the quads. You're going to bring the knees back up. Settling the feet into the floor. You're going to draw the right knee and towards the chest. Maybe the hands are on the shins. You're going to let the left leg go long. Put some flexion in both feet. Allow them to be active. And with your breath, start to move that right knee. Noticing on the inhale, the body pushes the knee away, but on the exhale, you have a little bit more room to hug that knee. A few more rounds here. Start drawing the knee maybe towards the shoulder or the armpit. And then bringing the right arm out to a T. Take the left hand and draw the knee across the thigh. Make sure the shoulders stay on the mat. We're going to leave the gaze up at the ceiling till we get that knee settled. Take a few breath cycles here. And then if it feels right, then take the gaze up to that right shoulder. Bringing the gaze back to neutral first. Then draw the knee back up, hug the knee in one more time. And then switching the legs out. Flexion in the feet, hugging that knee in. When you're ready, left arm out to that T, right leg across. Let the right arm go across with the left leg. Find that settling first. And then if it feels right, take the gaze over the left shoulder. And inhale, you're going to hug that knee back in. Then draw both knees down here. Maybe rocking side to side. Maybe if it feels right, coming into that little yoga egg where you draw the chin, the top two knees. Coming into breathless. Then if you're in yoga egg, come on back. Resting the head on the floor. Letting go of the legs. Maybe letting the legs come along as we prepare to settle into Savasana. So allowing yourself to find your shape for Savasana today. It could be traditional relaxation posture long. But today for me, I'm going to come into a seated position. Wherever you're at, allowing yourself now this time to just settle in. Come back to the breath. Notice the sensations, the vibrations in the body. Notice the shifts and changes that you made through practice today. And then taking this time in our most important pose to just be. Then begin drawing awareness back to the breath. Start to deepen the inhales. Lengthen the exhales. Noticing As you create more prana, energy into the body, the movement that the body wants to make, and just allow that to happen naturally, whether it be a wiggle of fingers or toes, a gentle rock of the head. And then as you build the breath, if it feels right, to take a nice big inhale, full body stretch, feeling into the benefits of your practice, you're welcome to do so. When you're finished stretching, if you're reclined on your back, allow yourself to roll to your right side, coming into that fetal position, that place of new beginnings. Then as you're ready, drawing awareness into the left hand, place the left hand gently on the floor. As you're ready to put more weight into that hand, pressing into the hand, coming up to a comfortable seated position. As you make your way to that seated position, if you're comfortable with bringing hands to heart center, I welcome you to do so. I thank you all for joining me for practice this morning. I hope the benefits of practice follow you into your day today. You will be happy, healthy, safe. From my heart to your hearts. Namaste, yogis. Thank you all for joining me for practice today. I wish everyone a wonderful day, and I will see you all via the internet soon.